Hello, everybody. Finally, we are live here on a sudden night. Sudden note, not night. What am I talking about? I thought I'd sort of introduce myself to you here. The camera is in this direction here, so I've got to lean myself to the right here to tell the truth, to tell the whole truth and all that kind of thing, and nothing but. And welcome to Tuesday, which is the 21st of May 2024. I thought actually the camera wasn't actually going to be, you know, able to go live because I had a sort of slight issue before going on live. And basically, what happened was it just, wasn't sort of going live. It was kind of like bluffering. It was like a circle in the middle of the process of going live, which is a little bit unfortunate. So welcome along to the channel, and thank you very much for catching up with us. I've got some few little interesting tips for you later on in the program, but of course we are safe and sound here, and I'm trying to be as lively as ever, although of course we can call it travel lagged. Well, it's not traveling on a jet, but of course it is actually travel lagged. That, of course, myself and Curly Whirly, who has another channel herself, formerly known as Starlight, actually were both over exhausted in some sort of way or other. And yeah, it was an experience here because it was the first 5 days that we've ever sort of conquered. And it was a great experience because we ended up in Norwich Premier Inn at that sort of time to, of course, head back home. So I'm going to go through some of the interesting tips that we have researched online about the travel affecting your sort of body as well as when you are on the move, that kind of thing. Hopefully that's making a little bit more sense to you out there right now. So yeah, you're wondering what teddy bear is in the background. By the way, it is actually Alvin from the Chipmunks, so that's where we got that name from. So we've decided to keep that name, which is quite a nice little name. So if he does speak out, then of course I do apologise. He's not always annoying, but of course sometimes, occasionally, he doesn't get enough sleep. So of course he can tend to be annoying and agitated. But there you go. That is just another thing altogether. I want to personally thank, of course, and not only uh, for the great holiday experience that I have experienced, including the night stay at Norwich Premier Inn at the Nelson Hotel, which is apparently going to be changing hands to another company name. I don't know. I heard it was going to be Premier Inn again, but rebuilding the structure of it and just starting all over again. I do hope it really returns as a Premier Inn, or actually just as something just as good. Apparently, it's all getting rid of all its staff by, some of its staff by February 2025. And I do hope, of course, some of them are able to stay. We'll have to wait and see. It's not going to happen anytime soon yet. So let's try and, make the most of Premier Inn as it is today, but it could change in the future. Who knows what is going to be around the corner? But that's what we're told because Premier Inn apparently have gone a little bit bust or something like that, gone out of business. So they probably need a good kick to keep it going. So I'll be talking about some travel tips here. Even if you're watching on replay, we do appreciate that. We do apologise, by the way, uh, for of course going off air during a live at the Britannia Pier due to a misunderstanding. But never mind all that. We really don't want to discuss private issues on air as much as possible because it's not really nice to repeat each time. But what I would say is, just to let you know, I am Nick C, and I'm one of the hosts, or one of the many hosts, and of course, I do tag along with, of course, the partner of all time, which is now called, formerly known as Starlight, Curly Whirly, as in the chocolate bar. So yeah, I also want to thank her for the night stay at the Norwich Premier Inn. So yeah, Curly Whirly, big thumbs up to you if you are watching absolutely anywhere. So there we have it. I've got my Touring with Us coffee here, which is, of course, not really shown on the camera, but of course, if I turn it right round, it is there. Touring with Us, indeed, the mugs. So yeah, I want to give a shout out to all the staff at the Premier Inn Nelson Hotel Table Restaurants, including the staff at the hotel as well, including Sam, Groover, and just a few others to name. All of them have been brilliant. You know, especially hospitality wise. In other words, looking after us very well. Of course, I know they're doing their job, but of course they do sometimes better than other types of jobs that we sort of know about in the world that are, of course, are not doing their jobs. Those that are not doing their jobs, that kind of thing. I need to crack on and get on with their jobs, and those are the people that are supposed to sort crime out. But there you go. So if you want to come and say hi in the chat, feel free to do so at any time. If you want to ask any questions, feel free to do so. I really do appreciate that. We didn't get a chance to see Ben Leeds in the Great Yarmouth Majestic this time around. We had so much that we wanted to do, but never got around to doing it. We had to go to the laundrette, which cost about £5 to actually put your coins in. We had to go and get change. And there's a lot that we need to improve for next time, and so that we are prepared for like the 50p's for the tumble dryer, because the place that we was at, unfortunately, they had so much tumble dryers. Well, they only had one tumble dryer, and they just literally didn't have no time for any tumble drying whatsoever for us. But anyway, that's another thing altogether. So, very, very good afternoon to everyone here. Yeah, I'm just trying to recover as we are talking about, of course, the travel lagging. And of course, even as my words come out very slower than normal, but like I say, I'm not always like this. It's just coming around a bit, and of course, I need to get my confidence back. And of course, I will be with my partner soon, and you know, won't be before long. We're back at the troll cart. I've just seen the actual email suggesting that, of course, well, just telling us that we have got it booked for the troll cart coming up on the 23rd of May. But of course, yes, we've also got another night stay there as well, which will come up probably separately as well. So, yes, that said, do ask us any question that you can along the way, and feel free to ask at any time. I'm all ears, and I have cleaned my ears out. There you go. I actually had my ears syringed whilst I was away in Great Yarmouth with Curly Whirly. So, of course, we'll talk about the real reason, that you're exhausted when traveling, and tips for better sleep, which is quite useful as well. Make it through your holiday travel with some helpful sleep hacks. Absolutely brilliant. So there you go. Here are some of the 12 days of tips helping you make the most of your tech and home and health during your holiday season. I know it really refers to when you're going abroad, but some of it could refer to the UK as well. Right, okay. Listen very carefully. A full night's sleep is a crucial part of maintaining your physical and mental health. It promotes brain functions, repairs muscle tissue, and boosts your mood so that you can be your best self while you are away. Consider the tips below as I'm going to go through it, and I hope it's pretty much right, by the tips that they are showing here. I don't know where it actually comes from. I don't know whether you believe in these tips or not, because some stuff that is on the internet is absolute nonsense and, of course, false information. Probably best to check this advice with your doctor, but I think it's pretty much true. So, if I'm reading out tips which have come from the internet, and something to bear in mind that, of course, they may not be necessarily true. Okay. Um, right. Okay. Curly Whirly, which I've got to now change it over to. Curly Whirly is, of course, former name of Starlight, and of course, she's just messaged me to say hi, and I've returned the message to say hello back, and that I'm live. Uh, she's resting, so she should be, and that is what it's all about. And if she wants to chill out watching me, then absolutely brilliant. Oh, I didn't realise you were all watching. But come and say hello in the chat and come and chill out. Sorry, I've got an itch on my nose. It's probably all that hay fever that's been going around. Yeah. So have you, before I go on, got any tips? Leave us a comment on this. Curly Whirly is in the chat. Oh, um, you just surprised me. Yeah. Have you got any tips that might be useful? I'm talking about anybody that has any tips um, about, of course, sore throats or hay fever or croaky chest affections that could help you get yourself back to normal. If you've got any tips, let us know. It's not hay fever. Okay. It's probably a chest infection. But if anybody else has had something similar, like a chest infection or anything like that, let us know. We'd like to know how to resolve this issue for the future. But of course, we are going to go through some of the tips, some of the 12 tips that I've found on the internet, whether you believe it or you don't believe it. Ollie P, honey and hot lemons is good. Try that, Curly Whirly. And it's a start of a chest infection when you start getting coughs and sneezing, and it's horrible. It's not very nice. And I think she wants to be positive and back to normal as well. I'm very, very good. I would say I'm going to be honest with you, and I know she's watching out there now because it's come up on the screen here. And thank you very much for your comments so far. I would like to say this now. I have done my almost best, and I would say I've done a pretty good job. Don't you think, Curly? Whirly? I've done a fantastic job in keeping you positive all the way. We've got even the background, a new little feature. Okay, you might have seen him on a couple of videos already. Alvin, who is here to give positive energy, especially for those who are suffering from mental health or going through that stage. Cough, sneezing, and having a sore throat is all chest infections. So, hopefully, by the end of the 2 days, and of course, up until the time that we are booked away, and we have got confirmation of the first night that we are staying away at the end of the week through an email. And of course, it will be back in Great Yarmouth. We can't say too much at the moment. I don't want to give too much away, just in case others are watching that are not supposed to know, which is a family member as well. I have to be very careful. Ah, that's very, very nice. Live on air, it takes a lot of guts to say it on a comment to do that, and that is good, positive vibe to actually say that on air. formerly known as Starlight, now Curly Whirly. You'll see that pop up a lot of times, so support Curly Whirly channel as well. Hopefully she'll have enough subscribers so she can go live herself one day, and I'll join her, maybe Q&A, if I'm really feeling up to it. I'm sure I will somewhere along the lines. I've got to change this. This bit. I don't know if you can see the text there. Just briefly, I've got to change it to Curly Whirly at some point, so I'll do that off air. So let's talk you through some of the useful tips then. Sniffing and cough is all chest infections, okay, but you did actually get checked out by your doctor, which is good. And of course, why did Starlight change the name to Curly Whirly? So Curly Whirly, you can answer that question because